Central right now.
It just depends on what frequency you want to be in.
Yes, sir.
We are live. We did it. It took us a bit. Kind of rusty, it's been a week, 2 weeks basically, 2 weeks. We missed two Mondays, and we're now live Thursday night, live on the Kaspa Standard, episode 28.
28. We are here, brother. We are here. Good to see you, man. I missed you.
Look at
Not
this.
gonna lie.
Right away.
What's that?
The comment is, let's fucking go. The way you end every voice note. We go live, and within 30 seconds, let's fucking go.
Love that. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, episode 28. Let me pull up the spiel, and we'll just fucking jump right into it. We are live in the Kaspa Standard. I'm at LOTKS.kas. That's Juan at Juan G Ramos 888. You can find the show, listen to the audio live and on record on xSpaces at Juan G Ramos 888. X video live at liveonthekaspast, and you can go to youtube.com/at liveonthekaspastandard. If you want to send an energy exchange donation, we are LOTKS.kas and liveonthekaspastandard.kas. All past episodes exist on X with Juan and on YouTube as well. Like we said earlier, this is a welcome ourselves back to the community. We missed a couple Mondays. We're now on Thursday. Also, in the episode description, we have some promo links if you guys want to go in there. We don't want to go too hard promoting, but I do want to say thank you. We've had two people hit the Kraken link.
Ooh.
The first reward for both of us was $75. The second one was $25. So while it's up to $300 right now, that reward for both of us was $25 this past time. I want to thank whoever that was so much for being a supporter, both as a listener, because that's how you found us, and through these monetary means as well. Other than that, that's all I'm going to do for the intro. Episode 28, live in the Kaspa Standard. Juan, my friend, good to see you. How are you? Buenos dias.
Buenas noches over here. But see, man. Yeah, brother. We're here. We're here. It's our first episode in May. So the last time we talked was what, end of April?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We've been in that proof of work. And it's been beautiful, man. I guess I always say it, just working from flow, from presence. And yeah, man, it's great to be here. Great to be here, see your face, see a couple of people there in the spaces. It's filling in. Saw a lot of people set reminders. So yeah, man, happy to get back into it, man. Back into the conversation. That's very, very important. So much that we probably could talk about. So yeah, brother, how you feeling? How you doing?
Look, I'm always one to complain. Proof of work's been kicking my ass. That's the long and short of it.
Okay.
I tell you this, I know I'm competent when it comes to doing what I'm doing in this rental retail space. I'm currently demoing a bathroom while doing the proper work through permitted scheduling to install an additional bathroom. And I know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing to the letter of the permits. So while I could do it and just throw it in, I'm not allowed to. You know what I mean? So while I'm taking these steps, there's so much second guessing that I'm doing because I'm unfamiliar. Like, I'm not a licensed plumber, but I've done plumbing. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
while being a handyman, you can do some things when you're following to the T to that letter. It's education and execution at the same time, and it's kicking my ass. It's kicking my ass, yeah. And then of course, I have this one contractor I've been dealing with. It's a nationwide company too. I won't talk about them specifically, but I had a contract agreement back at the end of March, and they were like, "Yeah, end of April, beginning of May, we'll get this done for you." Well, they're coming out for a second measurement in 2 weeks. So this thing still isn't going on, So yeah, it's been a word you don't like. You know, it's been a grind, but I sent you a voice note this morning. I needed this today. You know, I needed this today. Like it's something that's been missing. So yeah, man. Like again, it feels good. It feels good to continue to work and put yourself out there and um, use the energy that you have uh, tangibly. You know, instead of mental exercises all the time, like how do we tangibly put that proof of work in? And it's been feeling really good. It's been feeling really good. What about you, brother?
Yeah, man.
I know a
Yeah.
couple things, but I'd like to hear you. Give the people a taste of what I've been hearing.
Yeah, no, no. I think it'd probably be best for you to kind of ask a couple questions because there's probably so many different angles that we can take here, brother. And I want to just say it since we got people listening in. I appreciate that message. I mean, I've been in and out, in and out of X. I'm obviously keeping an eye out, but not very. I've been in my proof of work, man. We're talking like in now it's like seven to I mean, I don't really look at the clock. I pretty much whenever I'm in flow. I'm not a clock watcher. I'm a let's get done what we got to get done. So the times that I have checked in here with what's going on in the Kaspa sphere, there's obviously still the polarity, the back and forth. But I do see the shift. I do see what this technology represents. I've shared a lot with you, brother, and there's been some major shifts amongst, now I'm the father of a teenager. My son and I are having conversations about a lot of the things that I love talking about, which is, I've always questioned deeply. And, I went ahead and put up a post about a mission statement that I wrote. And I wrote it, I think, a couple weeks before I shared it. But it was pretty cool to see how the community responded. And, you spoke to that with that message that you left me. So I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it because I know I'm super blessed to be able to go as deep as I've gone. And I know there's a lot here. Like I see my mission clearly. I see where the conversations need to go. And I get the polarity. I see them as completely mirrors of each other, and a lot of times people get wrapped in the story and what that means and is this does it signify this or that? And I get it, man, but yeah, I shared a bunch of stuff with you here over the past week. I don't like the word because I know that words are a technology, and
Yeah.
and I understand the power behind words. We literally, like I know that a lot of people think like that the universe dictates consciousness, and I know I'm so very aware and 100% sure of this that we create the universe. Like this is all we're in a construct, and there's a lot of people asking for, I think a lot of people are waking up to what that is. And I think if anything over the last couple of weeks it's kind of shifted for me in terms of making sure that I'm more so than ever meeting people where they're at, because I know I feel freer than ever. I feel lighter than ever. um I feel clearer than ever. Money is flowing like it has in my life always, you know? And that even leads to the deeper questions of like, what is this technology? What is money? Um, and it's the more and more I see, the more I see that Caspa represents this tidbit of this technology that's absolutely needed to really lead to our sovereignty, right? That's really what I see it as. And I really do think that the movement is bigger than just Caspa. We talk about it all the time on the show, right? Where it's a noun to an idea. So I more than ever I see how we discover these things. So yeah, man, I can go in a bunch of different directions. You know me, I can go off on some tangents here, brother. But things have been beautiful, man. I'm right here. I'm right here, very present, having beautiful conversations, and just happy to be here, man. Happy to be here and be a part of the conversation and lead it and take it wherever it needs to go.
No, that's beautiful, man. And actually, let's get back to the beginning of that. You said so the first week we missed, we both had family birthdays, your son, my wife, around the time of the show, and to put that obligation, the proof of work into the family, we decided to not push the show. So you mentioned father to a teenager now. How's that feel?
Yeah, man. He's you know, our kids. I've talked about this. Like our kids pick us, and I tell them that I'm like I'm thankful that you picked me as your dad. Thanks for coming to show me the lessons, and all we are as parents is we're guides, right? Like they're our teachers, and we are their teachers. But dude, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to have such a good grounded kid. You know, he knows dad's out here in Texas doing his thing, and I've mentioned it before, right? On this money making vacation, but it's become way more than that. You know, he spent some time out here. He spent some time out here, and it was yeah, it was beautiful to have him here. And you know, he gets off of school here. The kids are getting out of school for the summer, so we'll spend some time here and traveling around. So feels dope. Feels dope. The type of conversations I'm having with that very responsible teenager now. So it's been great, man.
I just checked the comments. Odie is saying, and it looks like Warlock as well are saying that we're glitching on the spaces. When it comes to the audio, I'm hearing it clear on my side, and like I'm hearing you clear. If you're hearing me clear, then I'm curious how the video feed's going. And I mean, we need a clean space too, though. So I'm curious if it's just me, if it's just you, if it's just X. Um, you know, I'll head over to YouTube and see how it's coming in on that.
Yeah, check it, bro. And we'll just restart the spaces if we have to. So
Yeah, it looks like we're broadcasting some clean audio, which including you is giving you're through the spaces. So and you're hearing me through spaces, right?
yeah, I can hear you fine, but if they're not hearing us, you know, I
Yeah,
don't know what to do.
I find that odd. I mean, it's just the three of us or the four of us. Justin's in here too.
Odie was trying to come up. Should we bring
Yeah,
Odie up?
bring Odie up and yeah, we'll test his audio too. If he sounds clean, then I'm not sure. I mean, there's nothing wrong with restarting the spaces too. It's just unfortunately what it seems like it's not on our end, you know. Odie,
Hey, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you guys are in for 3 seconds, out for 3 seconds, in for 3 seconds. So, um,
what about when we're talking to you right now? Do I sound chopped up speaking to you now?
I don't know. You guys just talk amongst yourself for a second. It seems like this might have fixed it, being a speaker somehow. But every guy who is listening, all the guys who are listening, they all agreed that it was glitching in and out. So I would suggest
thumbs down too. Yeah. Okay.
Let's just restart it, bro. There's not that many of us.
All right. Yeah, stick around. We'll start a new one.
All right, let's do that.
All right, looking forward to it.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Odie. All right, fuck it. We'll just start a new one. I will unmute you from the live feed.
What's up?
I just unmuted you from the live feed so we can start up a new space.
I wonder if it's like I've had some issues with I hope it's not like my internet, because I always do this over the phone. We'll see.
Oh, got you.
I don't know. It is late here. We'll see.
I just canceled my premium on X. So, well, I guess I could do the space too, right? Well, no, I will. Will I be able to? Will it work the same way?
I mean, there isn't that many. Yeah, I just started it up again.
Okay. So. Yeah, if it's your internet issue, then
I hope it's not. We'll see. We'll find out right here. There you
All right, so we got Warlock in here, Odie's in here. I will ramble for a bit and see if it is choppy as shit. I just rhymed. Bro, did you see schedule release? Are we talking about that today? Are we talking?
I did. I just saw it now, but I have no clue what's going on there.
Week four.
Week 4 what? Bucks and Packers?
Yep.
Where? In Tampa? Or
in Tampa? Oh, you'll be in Texas. You won't be able to make it. Oh, we got a thumbs up from Warlock.
All right. You sound better to me too. Like it, yeah, I don't. It's kind of strange.
All right, so it's just your fault. That's fine.
100%. Totally take the blame. Totally take the blame.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Odie. Thank you. Yeah, so we were talking about how you know, you basically sense the evolution, you know, of young Julian, man. That's so cool. Mine turns 12 in the summer, so I have a year and change to go before I'm a dad to a teenager. But there was a term when he was younger, you know, after the terrible twos, was a three-nager. So he was always he was always a rascal. So we've had a sense of his maturity above years for a while. So yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you. We talked a little bit around that time because, again, you know, scheduling for the show, and we're also buddies, you know. But it was funny because for just the two of us, just how I miscommunicated what you were saying to me was just funny during that time. But one cool thing that happened to you during your travels is you were one of the last to know that Spirit Airlines shut down.
I was not one of the last to know at all. I was one of the first to know, I think.
But it was going around on Twitter that they had shut down before your flight even got canceled.
No. I was at the airport at 3:00. So it happens from where I'm flying out of at 3 a.m. because that happened in the morning. I got the message on the way to the airport. They even let me. I went through TSA pre-check and everything. So I was there, and I'm like, flight canceled. What's going on? And then I found out when I had to go through another airline. But I found out while I was at the airport is when the announcements were made that they canceled everything. So yeah, that was interesting. That was interesting. Cracks in the system showing, man. Like something like that happening with I mean, it just goes to show like a lot of these companies are zombie companies that aren't profitable and they need to be propped up by the system, you know. So that plays into that. But other than that, I didn't really keep up with too much of what was being talked about that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that had me scramble around, and they took my money. You know, they took the money. They're like, oh, you know, you have to put in claims and shit like that. So they definitely charged me for the flights, and I doubt I'm going to see that unless I file the class action. So
yeah, well, the CEO needs his last paycheck, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's how that shit works.
It's interesting because you have boutique airlines like Spirit. By us is Avelo. We have a small airport that goes to a couple different cities by me, and yeah, like they not what was the one besides Spirit? There was another one, Frontier.
I don't know. Okay, yeah. Both of those like fly in a small airport. The only reason I had not flown Spirit in more than 8 or 9 years. The only reason is because it's like one of the ones that fly in from where I fly out of in Florida to there. So
well, it's just what I was getting at really is that these boutique airlines, you know, they, like you said, the cracks in the system don't allow them to be profitable enough to exist yet. Without them, you're on the verge of monopoly, right? Like there's not enough competition out there, but if what's only left is big business and big business. Like it's we won't go down that road, but it is ironic that what starts as free market just finalizes to survival of the fittest. It's just
Well, it isn't a free market, bro. Like it isn't. Like it's all a control system.
well, that's
So
yeah. But again, like I mentioned, these other terms that they use these terms.
yeah, I don't pay
It's
attention to
it's a free market because if me and you wanted to start an airline right now, we could, but
I mean, but
we'd have to do it
how?
within the structure. Well, yeah, it's a thing. How? Kaspa hits 400. If Kaspa hits $400, we can start an airline.
Again, that goes. I mean, to me, brother, it's I don't even participate in the banter back and forth because it's just like it's all just a fucking losing battle. I see beyond it. I see beyond the constructs, and I mean all these monopolies have to fall. I don't know how long it takes. That's
Yeah,
the thing that you can't. But I talk about like finding your sovereignty, and we've talked about like gear level 10 and all that shit, and that stuff isn't even in my energy field. I forgot
yeah.
about spirit. I forgot about that shit happening in the spirit, bro.
Yeah, you just
But it's real. These are some
yeah.
things that people are dealing with, man. It's a real thing, So a lot of people
Well,
lost jobs, and it's going to continue to
yeah,
be that way. It's going to
yeah,
continue to be that way because technology, we've talked about this before. Technology is trying to free us up, and that's really, dude. I used so I had a client ask me for something, and obviously, like we see Odie on here. I can only imagine what it's like vibe coding, but it's something, I had a business and it did really well with it. And I talked about how I had to shut it down 3 years ago, but I had a client kind of come back and ask me for some things. And I just went and did this task that probably would have taken me, I don't know, at least like a week. And I got that shit done in like 2 hours. And I'm like, wow, something that, and I would have needed a couple of people too so I'm not in that, a lot of what I'm doing right now is very entrepreneurial, very sales and forward facing in terms of, speaking to clients and things of that sort. But technology is just making everything easier, cheaper, and eliminating mindless, thoughtless jobs, and people are still, oh shit, they're taking from us. It's like you don't get it, man. You got to move to where I mean, again, the whole talked about this before, right? The whole desire plus non-resistance equals desired result. That to me went on another level, bro. I told you I dropped in on some shrooms a
yeah.
couple
That
weeks
was the next
ago.
thing I wanted to lay up for you because you said
Woo, I don't
and that was before the spirit situation, right? So like you entered, because it was before you went back to Florida, right? That you
yeah.
had, yeah. So,
It was
um,
right before my son's birthday, yeah.
yeah, and you expressed being excited to talk about that experience and the frequencies that it helped you tap into. It seems like a lot of that's still sticking with you.
Yeah,
How you
dude.
yeah,
Mhm.
just let it out for the people. Part of your own sovereignty was going through this experience. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I've already felt for quite some time that okay, like what am I tapping into? What are the messages? I've talked about like my plant medicine journey and how the simplest way that I can put it is that I downloaded all of this. Like I'm not really well read. I haven't read a shit ton of books, but I find myself in conversations where I think to myself like, well, why does this feel familiar? Kind of feels like I know, like I somewhat know this or I've heard this in some way, shape, or form. And I'm never come from a place of like arrogance. I really come from a place of curiosity. Like, why does it feel this way? And what medicine does, like these are things that have been around to connect us to the other side, to connect us past this existence, right? So there's obviously a lot of trains of thought in terms of what happens to us or what is this about, right? And I've touched on it in terms of what's the purpose of life, right? The purpose of life is to be alive, and there is a lot of suffering. There's a lot of things going on, with people in terms of how they're trying to navigate their lives, and I can see it, right? You can see it. It's getting harder and harder in terms of trying to figure out where to channel your energy and where to go, you know? So I just, yeah, man, I think this last trip really took me to like this place of really understanding that love is the answer. As cheesy or corny as that may sound, it really is the answer. And I don't even know how to fully express that, but it goes beyond anything. And it's put me in this place of like really understanding that this experience is so limited, man. It's so limited in terms of what this is really about. Like there's just this, like we're eternal souls, and I really connected to that side of things in terms of what this is about. This is an experience about remembering and bring, and you know, eventually we all go back home. So I never really feared death. I was in a place of not fearing that. It's just like I have a child. I obviously want to be around for him, but now I'm in a spot where there just isn't anything that is in the way, bro. That's really the frequency that I tapped into. Like what would it be like to really exist in this frequency where like fear is made the fuck up. Like fear comes from a like there's so much fear that's being stricken into people. And again, the polarity, speaking on the polarity and the way that manifests itself, right? It's there's I can see beyond it. I can see like loving on the people that disagree. And not from a standpoint of like bowing down to it, but being like, oh, okay, yeah, that's just a lost soul.
Mm.
And it speaks to like think about the polarity and the shit. And again, I haven't really been on X as much, but I know I shared my mission statement in terms of looking at things from a sovereign standpoint, really inviting people to think deeper, to question deeply, to really come from a place of go look for yourself. Like start asking the questions and like where you know so many people outsource their thinking. And they don't think they are, but they are. They're outsourcing everything they think about and how they do everything. And it's really the construct. That's really how we exist here. So there's just so much coming to the forefront. And I think there's this new level of consciousness that's definitely emerging in the world. And I think I'm very fortunate to have like tapped into that. And I see my responsibility. So in a sense, like I do think I need to be like careful with how I communicate things. um I really do see like my privacy and um you know like I'm not going to really be sharing like where I am and shit like that, because I think that's important to just understand that there's entities out there that don't want some of this fucking information to come out, but a lot of this info is starting to come to the forefront. People feel it, you know, people feel it. They know that there's that something's off, and it's just a big fucking joke. It's just a joke. Like fear isn't fucking real, bro. It just isn't. It's made up, you know. So I haven't been fearful, like for the most part, since there just isn't anything that I'm like, okay, no, you know, and in terms of what I'm doing, I'm producing at a very fucking high level. So all the things are coming back in terms of all that. And I've mentioned it before. I've never really had any problems with making things happen. And I don't come from a place of grinding. I come from a place of abundance, alignment, acceptance. And I do think that that's something that's trying to like manifest in people, and there's just a lot of resistance to the old ways. But like COVID came and it kind of shook the world, it feels like something like that. I don't know what, but there's a lot of people waking up to there's like what the fuck's going on, right? So there's that. There's that. And again, I think that speaks to like why we're doing this. And regardless of how many people are in here listening live, um we we need to continue the conversation, brother, because you've mentioned it, and I've shared clips of it. It's like, you know, this show is going to exist, right? Like we had a couple, what, 2 weeks that we didn't have the conversation. But there's going to come a time when people are going to be looking for content like this. They're going to be looking for like real conversation. It's going to be about like damn, they're onto something. Like, look at what they're talking about. It's not just about fucking the price of Kaspa and getting rich, right? So yeah, man, it's along those lines, right? And it's a very fucking freeing and beautiful space to be in, man, because I mean, I already felt free, but it's like how, like, we're fucking eternal, and I see the beauty in everything. I just I see it. And you got to laugh at the dumb stuff because it's like, all right, there's like any form of fear, any bullshit, any of all that stuff is to get people to get away from like the truth of what things are.
No,
That's really all the polarity is and the fighting and the bickering, the fucking back and
yeah,
forth, and like, the bullshit that's heard from other camps. It's like whenever you come from that place, you're hiding something. You might not think that you are, but you are. You're when you're trying to tell someone what to think versus like question and ask, be like, hey, what do you think, and kind of meeting somebody where they're at, and then having them kind of see it for themselves, like that's a form of control, and that to me isn't love, right? Like that's not a way that's not the way we're supposed to operate. So when here's the thing, here's what I fucking discovered, bro. On the other side, like at the end of this, and call it, you know, death, which a lot of people fear, like once this shit ends, on the other side, we're all fucking trillionaires. Like we're all trillionaires. Like that's what I felt. So if I know that, like that is a knowing that's in my soul. I know that. Why the fuck would I fear anything that's gonna happen here? Like I already know that. So you can't touch me. You can't touch a soul that understands that to his depths. So that's where I got to. And most souls, if you knew that, you're going to come back and try to have conversations like this and have people feel that energy and feel it for themselves. Unfortunately, there are entities that are lost. And that's the control system. That's the people trying to manipulate shit. That's the people trying to fear monger and strike fear in people. And that's all fear is. Fear is the absence of love. That's what fear is, bro. So yeah, man, it's a big fucking joke when people try to scare you with bullshit. The truth sets us all free, bro. The truth sets us all free, and the truth is fucking love conquers all, bro. Love conquers all. So
no, well said, and I believe I brought this up on the show, maybe the last episode we did. I'm not sure, but I had this feeling. I couldn't even tell you how many years ago, but I started thinking about how humans started, right? What we looked like, what we did, and I was like, holy shit, humans won. Like whatever it is in this animal kingdom, like we are shit without what we've insulated ourselves from the environment, right? If we are in the animal kingdom, no weapons, no houses, no nothing, we're fucked. We got terrible nails, terrible teeth, right? Like we literally have nothing to defend ourselves from a bear, right? If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down, right? Like that's the kind of shit we got to do to fight bears. You know what I mean? But humans went from that to what we are now. And as you're speaking, the only thing I can come up with is you are correct. Fear is not real because we did so good as a species. We create our own adversities. I know I've said that on this show before. Humans have gotten so fucking far ahead of the rest of the world. We create our own adversities. We are crabs in a barrel, right? You don't have to put a lid on crabs in a barrel. Why? Because when one try to leave, the other one pulls them down. We do that to ourselves as humans. We create these structures. Pay this tax, cost of gas, this, that, and the third. Wake up, go to work. All this like fiat to this, and now crypto and blah, blah, blah. Like everything you're speaking on is so true. Because let's say any cryptocurrency doesn't exist. How many Bitcoin versus Kaspa debates are happening?
They're still happening. I haven't
They're
kept
not.
up.
They're not. If crypto doesn't exist, that debate doesn't happen. That debate
Yeah.
is real. Like, it's not real. It's a fake way.
It's irrelevant, bro.
Up, right? It's about how do I pin my fake adversity against your fake adversity, right?
There we go.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, but if that doesn't exist, right? If houses and wealth doesn't exist, right? The money thing that we talk about every once in a while on the show, where it's like, well, why can't we just barter anymore? And there's always some type of greed, and there's always some type of will for dominance. And I do get that. I do. And I appreciate someone's will to create spaceships. That's fucking dope, right? Like, we can create dope shit. But doing these things to hold people down, like, we are all people. Yes, the animal kingdom is a rough place to be, right? There's definitely cannibalistic nature of some mammal species, and in the ocean is survival of the fittest. But hey, the sea turtles out in the Middle East, they literally lay thousands of eggs because only like 100 are going to survive. That's an evolutionary response to their adversity. They create abundance to ensure the survival of their species.
Yeah.
They're not begging the world to save all thousands of the eggs. No, they're doing what it takes to move through their adversities and survive without complaining to anyone, because there's nothing to complain to, because there's no system holding them down except for what the animal kingdom is. So like, I agree with you so much that, like, person to person, how the fuck can I hate you? Because we literally have the same dash, right? Life is about the dash. The year you're born, the year you die. What do you do with the dash, right? Like, we have that. We all have that same bit. And I don't compare myself to anyone else's, because I can't. I can't do what you do because I don't want to do what you do. And that's not the frequency in which I breathe.
Yeah, no, that's not why we all have our individual, soul journeys.
Wearing my hat on my ears. I can't do it. I can't. My ears and hats don't go there. You know what I mean? Like, it's so stupid to compare yourself to other people in haves and have-nots. Like, I would look so much cooler if I could tuck my ears in my hat. Like that. People do that.
Funny, bro.
People do that though. Like,
no, and yeah, you're not wrong about that. You're absolutely right.
But I can appreciate you for how you show up, right? Bald-headed, beard, and hoodies. Let's go, bro. Like, that's our stuff. That's what we do. But it's not even like, it's just so, like, in saying that, right? Because when VJ came on, right, and it was the three of us, bald-headed, bearded up, right?
Yeah.
That's a commonality of love. Instead of going, what about our differences? Let's sit here and argue about our differences. Like, come on. It's a choice. It's a literal choice, just like humans choose for all these other adversities, man. And it's just it's the one thing that really hurts me the most, as like you said, like when you feel that negative frequency and you're like, you know what, they're lost. I haven't chalked it up yet. I feel the hurt and I go, fuck, man. Like, they don't get it. They don't get it. They would much rather fight about something that doesn't matter in 6 months.
Yeah.
Than just smile. I got in the car in the parking lot today, and the car I pulled in next to, the back windows were halfway down and it was running. And I was like, that's weird. I get out the car and these two dudes are sitting in the back. And they're like, what's up, dude? I was like, oh, shit. What's going on, fellas? Like, no, we just chilling today. I was like, yeah, that's what's up. I'm getting my day started. It was like 10:30 in the morning. And I got back out and I saw the license plate from South Carolina. I'm in Delaware. They didn't have to say anything to anyone. They're two old black dudes. I'm a young white dude. Young compared to them, and they were probably in their 60s. I'm in my 40s. But, it's like that. They didn't have to say shit. Well, where's the commonality? You know what the commonality is? We're out today. We're breathing today.
Yeah.
We're choosing love today. So
it really is that simple, man. And I think again, it's like even time is like this construct that isn't like accurate. So I've always questioned deeply And I know that having these conversations and having people see shit for themselves, like it's really not about telling somebody, hey, this is what it is, this is how it is, and this is how you should do it. I mean, we've been doing that for way too long, and it's gotten us to where we are right now. It's gotten the polarity and this like infighting, and this, it's gotten us fucking wars, it's gotten us here, and now with, again, going back to like, what is live on the Kaspa standard? What does this represent? Why are we doing this? This really is about understanding that you can choose your freedom and your sovereignty. And how do you get there on your journey and understand that you are an individual, unique soul having this beautiful fucking experience. And the sooner you can realize that for yourself, the sooner you can send ripples through anybody that you come around. And that's the way you spread that. Unfortunately, the construct in the fucking world we live in, most people turn towards like the accident and like, oh shit, what the fuck's going on there, right? Like there's still that. And there's a lot of distraction to not get you to have your sovereignty. So we're still there, right? There's still a small percentage of people that really see, but more and more people are waking up to like, oh fuck, like this is just a construct. Like it's not like all this fucking suffering. What? Like it makes there's an abundance of energy on this fucking planet, dude. An abundance. And a lot of the things that they've told us, they're not fucking true, dude. I've been there, bro. I've been to the other side. And it's like, again, I need to be careful on how I talk about it, because some people may listen and be like, okay, what's he fucking talking about? But just come spend fucking an hour with me and tell me I have a worry because I don't have as much money in my bank account, or like, no, I don't exist in that world, bro. Like, because I know what it is. I know that this is a fucking minute temporary experience in like my entire existence. And there are souls here talking about this shit. That's who I'm vibing with. Those are the people that I'm like that's why we have such a great relationship and friendship. And I see a couple guys, see Odie, 16-bit. I don't know if I know Justin, but that's what's happening. People are, like there's a it's not there was a negative connotation with like, and it's not about being like woke in the negative sense of how a lot of people think about it. It's really about, bro, like just be in your truth. Like what do you feel and what do you really think? No, don't ask somebody, don't try to get the answers from somebody over here or over there. Like what actually, what's going on with you, right? And you got to meet yourself. We talked about this, like meeting yourself where you're at. Okay, and then walk through your process. So no one needs to be tugging you and pulling you anywhere. Like you really need to walk your steps. And that's why we're here. Like we fucking chose to come here. Bro, none of us are from here. Like
Right.
none of us are from here. We created this shit. And that's why I wrote, and you put up the post, like I have felt shit like this since I was a kid, man. Since I was a kid. And I'll just say what has happened. I had my best friend pass in a car accident in 2012. And I mourned him. I definitely mourned him. Who doesn't when they're young and like you lose a friend who's like my best friend, like in a car? Why? You question why. And there's a lot of shitty things that happen to a lot of people. And what I realized over the past couple of weeks, bro, is just like I can't say RIP anymore because I know he's good. I know he went home. And I've had very, I guess what I'll touch on, like very what I thought were vivid dreams that I know now are just me experiencing what is so like my soul showing me. Because my best friend passed away, and then my son was literally conceived like the very next week. I don't. That's not a coincidence, dude. And then there's so many little similarities in them. So um, yeah, man. So it's like I just know for the rest of my life I'm gonna keep talking about these things, and I'm just excited about where things are going, bro. And Kaspa is a beautiful technology that's going to continue to be a part of this movement. So I know there's a lot of exciting things going on within the protocol, and we've talked about it. That there isn't an attachment to Kaspa.
Sure.
We're grateful to Bitcoin, right? But it's like I'm not entertaining the bullshit. I don't think I ever did, but there's just no need to really go there because it's like I'm gonna continue to operate in love like I do, and I'm gonna love on the people that I disagree with, and there's a mistake in thinking like, okay, like what do you, because like if you truly come from a place of understanding and knowing like love is the answer, you also have to go and challenge things
Mm.
when it's being brought up and you know that that isn't truth. So don't mistake like, oh, coming from a place of love is like bowing down. It's actually standing up, but understanding you're not going to fucking stoop to that and and take yourself there. It really is like being a stand for fucking truth. And that's what we are here, bro. We're not gonna fucking talk about. I noticed I've gone into a couple of these Bitcoin spaces, and when I do and ask a couple of questions, I don't know if it's because of the fucking tone in my voice. Like it's silent. They can't, like there's nothing to talk about. Because how often have Caspians educated Bitcoin? We see it all the time. We,
All the
we see it. We see it. Caspians, if you're in Caspa, then you understand Bitcoin at a deeper level than Bitcoiners do. It's like not even a question anymore, right? It's fucking clear as day.
because now, it's still happening. Bitcoiners are using Kaspa for engagement, and it's the bulk of their monetary style posts. It's like, well, and they're doing it as a layup to bring in Kaspa people instead of with adversity. And when I see these threads, I look at them and I go, oh, they don't realize that Kaspa is not a meme. They don't realize that
They don't.
it's never going to stop. And they don't realize that at the end, when Kaspa shows its truest form, all they're gonna have to say is, "Oh shit, it's been right there the whole time." Like look, I'm not gonna shit on any other community, but Kaspa shows up better and more knowledgeable than most, but they do show up similar to XRP communities, right? Like somebody tries to shit talk XRP, boom, the whole thread is covered with XRP people coming through doing the thing, right? Um, and whatever other ones out there that people attach to. But again, Kaspa operates in truth. And the truth is getting fucking stronger every day. Every day.
Yeah, man. Because when you ask the questions and like people come with the surface level bullshit, like that's all you need to go to is like you ask because that's what ends up happening. Like I know Odie's got a project where I believe he's still doing it, but it's like 375 bit or 365 Bitcoiners in 365 days. Like, hey, just here's some information. And I've seen it, been in the community for 10 months. And that's it everything that I hear, and I know the Bitcoin conference, for example, just went on in Vegas at the end of April. And I listened to a couple of the talks. I'm like, everything I hear just continues to confirm that nobody is acknowledging
What's
what
changed?
what this technology is actually. Yeah, nothing.
Since the Bitcoin conference happened, how much money was put into that event for whatever you want to say, marketing or conversation or adoption or anything that they did that whole thing out in Vegas? What's changed?
Yeah, yeah, and that's that's the thing. Is like you have to prop up bullshit. Like we're still in that. We're still in that iteration of fucking how things are here, right? Where there's still people trying to conceal fucking the truth.
Yeah.
And what does Casper represent at its core, at its base layer? It represents sovereignty.
Well,
And
that was one of the last things I wanted to tie into what you had mentioned before when we were talking about the fear part of it is and I love this about the Caspa community, specifically the ones who post every single day about it. When something comes up that's fearful of the world, war, what have you, like these things that infiltrate, the Caspa community shows up in a way where it has that yes, but my foundation's Kaspa, so I'm gonna be okay. And not from a, well, I'm holding my Bitcoin, so I'm using it, but from a, if you attack that other thing, okay, we're starting with Kaspa, now we're moving forward. And I bring that up because it means, in my opinion, they're starting in truth. So when some other fear, propaganda, real life situations, I mean, we're losing people in this war.
Yeah.
The geopolitical nonsense is affecting everyone. Gas is almost up to
Mm-hmm.
$100 a gallon again. Like all that
We're
shit.
feeling it.
Yes, we're feeling it, right? And those frequencies exist. But the stronger that frequency exists, I see the Casper community go, but here we are. And while you're trying to do that, we are holding conviction here because we're going to operate in this truth. And the more you try to fuck with, well, we're going to have to bail out this industry, or we might need stimulus here, or we might need universal basic income here. Caspa's not shitting on that. Caspa's going, but we're here, and look at what's happening next. And it's so fucking refreshing to see, because all that geopolitical fear that happens is not impacting the logical, intellectual conviction that most of our community has. And it makes me feel really fucking good to know that, as you have mentioned before, growing up thinking a certain way, again, what happened to me back in July, again, I'm about 10 months into this too. I didn't realize that you guys were my people. I've had these thoughts. I mentioned that thing about, humans creating their own adversities. That's from a complete lack of sovereignty, right? We had an ability to be sovereign, and we gave that away. Well, now, the more we think about being sovereign, the less fearful we are. And that's fucking crazy, man. And that, again, this community, man, it's incredibly empowering to see the belief in a technology that should materialize into something that's going to change the world. And
what I always say, that I always say, like, it's already changing, bro. It's already, like, that's the beautiful thing that I think, if there's anything that, because I honestly feel like I shifted into a beautiful frequency where it's like, okay, Juan, not like I'm chosen or anything, but it's just like, okay, dude, like you keep asking the questions, and this is what people want. They want to continue to be able to ask the questions and to know that their fears are fucking not real, right? So it's like, how can we continue to hold space for people? Because, dude, the truth is this: like, there's going to be more pain. The only way you can understand true freedom, peace, love, like at a fucking level that you can't even conceive, is from the polarity of the pain, right? You think about some of the people that have accomplished the biggest things, they've a lot of times been through some of the toughest things. And that's what I see when I see that's why we talk about it, and I think about it. It's like, you didn't know 10 months ago that these are your people. I didn't know either. And all you had to do was introduce yourself, and like, oh shit, like there's something here. And technology is emerging like this because it is trying to free us up. It's trying to show us, like, hold up, you guys have all the fucking resources on this planet and you're fucking it up. Like, that's how I see Kaspa. I see Kaspa like emerging. Yeah, there's these people that are working on the protocol, these beautiful minds bringing it all together. We have a bunch of things coming up that are exciting. They absolutely are. And again, to me, it leans to the culture and what the movement is about. And then I also see beyond that. I see what it can do to truly bring sovereignty and freedom to people. So it's like, I don't even question it anymore. And I know a lot of people out there use the term like end game. By the way, there is no end. Like, there's an infinite game, because we are infinite. Our souls never fucking die, bro. And to me, that even links the connection of what Kaspa is iterating and what it's showing us, right? When you truly understand sovereignty and get to your freedom, you're fucking untouchable. You're untouchable, and that's what this technology is attempting to show us. Like, that's how I see it, you know. And that I do see the conversations, going towards that. I do see that being the thing, and the fucking truth will set you free, bro. It's as simple as that. It isn't that complicated. We overcomplicate this shit for ourselves, We overcomplicate everything, So yeah, we just got to continue to be a stand for that. And I'm just in a place where it's like, dude, you can't touch me. You might be able to fucking do something to this body and fucking attack me, but I'm forever, bro. Like, I got it. Message loud and clear. What the fuck am I afraid of? For what? People? Words that these guys think? Every time we challenge anything, they come with bullshit on the surface stuff, bro. There's no depth. Anybody with depth understands, like you said in that clip, right? Like, they stay in their. You talked about the BlackBerry being the fucking echo chamber.
Yeah.
And this is an ecosystem. It is an ecosystem, and an ecosystem is infinite. Like, there's endless possibilities.
But yeah, I mean, that's and I added that clip to someone talking shit about Kaspa or whatever, and it's just, or maybe they were talking positive, I don't know, but just the idea, Caspians or people who believe in Kaspa, because again, we're attached to the idea, not the noun, right? But in this moment, what Kaspa provides is a listening ear for the ecosystem. We want it to evolve. Kaspa only exists because Jonathan was at a Bitcoin conference going, "Hey guys," and
Isn't that interesting?
This is what, 5 years before Kaspa even started. I don't know the date he was at that specific one. It was 2016 or something like that, 2013, 2016, whatever it was, where he's literally saying, "Hey, this would be a good idea to help Bitcoin," and they were just like, echo chamber, echo chamber, echo chamber. So Jonathan goes, "You know what? I'm gonna build a fucking ecosystem."
Who's coming with, right? Yeah, man. And that's the commonality that we all share. Like, I see it in anybody that's involved in this. And obviously there's going to be like doubts and fears around that.
Sure.
There's going to be doubts and fears. Oh, what about this? What about that? Like there is the human element of this experience, right? So I'm not discounting that, but what I'm saying is, I've been to the fucking pits, right, of life. I've shared this, like, I've had nothing, and then it's like probably anything that I really, in retrospect, right, like, I haven't been the richest man on earth, but I've lived on a cloud in Miami. you know, um, I've experienced quite a bit, man, and it's not about that. Like, that's not what it is for everybody, right? Like you said, it's not about me comparing myself to anybody else. It's really about you growing and evolving your soul, right? Like, your soul picked this experience for a reason, and it's really a remembrance, man. So for me, there's been a lot of remembering. There's been a lot of remembering in the past 2 weeks, man. And I'm, like I said, I missed you. I missed the community, and yeah, I'm happy to be back here. And we'll figure out, right, like a night that we can probably do it, because like you touched on it. We're in this proof of work mode. You said it was kicking your ass. I get tired, bro, but listen, the conversations that I'm leading and the types of, for me too, it's really cool that what I found and what I'm doing really aligns with everything that I've studied, accomplished, and the conversations are fucking like led in love. And then, dude, I'm making money that way. And again, there's just a lot going on. So it's just like, I do think that it is a time to being very, very upfront with this, to really, really take care of your own, take care of yourself. Because there are going to be, I don't know what it is, bro. and I'm no predictor of like obviously what things are going to turn out like, but it feels like there's going to be just more pain before there's light, at the end of that tunnel, which again is infinite. It doesn't fucking end. So yeah, man, that's why we're here.
Yeah, I know. I completely agree, and I'm holding, just like you said, more pain before the light comes. But I tell you, the ability to stay sovereign and
Mhm.
it have the mental sovereignty and unwaver on those principles of mental sovereignty. I've been fired from two jobs in particular where I had to mourn the inability to do the job because I wouldn't compromise my integrity. And this was from a physical standpoint where I'm nose to the grind. I'm great at this fucking job. The powers that be wanted me to acquiesce to something that I knew that would make it more difficult for me to do my job. So I tried to prove them wrong. Well, they are the power. They removed me. And I mourned the inability to do the job, not anything else. I didn't realize that's a chunk of mental sovereignty.
Mm.
So in these spaces where we are now, any pain that comes through, I will literally stand on my mental sovereignty sword with the confidence that regardless of the adversity, it will not impact how I view my next steps because I will not acquiesce. I have no problem being the fool. I'm just not going to be the victim. Again, the job that I had before we met, that I mourned my inability to do that job because it was literally lined up for every skill set I have. But I gave them my mental sovereignty because
Yep.
I just wanted it so bad. No, I haven't. It's in 3 weeks. It'll be a year since I collected a fucking paycheck. Like, what was I worried about? Now, yes, I'm not saying that I didn't have money going on, 401ks, unemployment, like all that stuff, but it's been a year. It's been a year since someone paid me to do a job.
How do you feel?
Better than I ever have.
There we go. That goes to show that this whole fucking thing is a massive joke.
Those are the adversities that we create.
There's a lot of stressed out people that fucking, okay, I gotta pay this bill to pay that bill to do this and that, and like
Yeah.
the freest, most beautiful souls are the souls that fucking can see right through that bullshit, bro.
And things are getting tight again. And I say that because, again, I'm relying on this one contractor to do the thing to help me get to the next step. But my wife and I looked at it and we go, how far can we go before we stress for help? We got time. As tight as it looks, we got time. Because part of it is we pay all our bills. So, like, let's say I don't pay a bill for 3 months. What's the worst that happens? Right? Like, I build up interest and charges and late fees, right? But they're not going to take my fucking house. Not that I wouldn't pay the mortgage, it'd be something else. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, if I just don't pay this credit card bill for 3 months, what's going to happen? Well, again, not let me use it. I'm not fucking using it anyway.
Well, it's not like you're sitting around either, right? Like you're
For sure.
you're creating energy and you're putting in your proof of work. So as long as like that is a component in it, right?
Yes.
This isn't about like like the modern day fucking like, oh, surrender and let it all happen. So I'm not coming to that. It's like, no, you're like step up and go do something. Like we're not here to we're not made to be stagnant and not do anything. So that is a huge thing. It's like that's why the proof of work, and we talk about that, making sure that that's at the forefront. You will be brought to your fucking knees if you think you're just going to sit around and let things be as they are. You got to move and you got to put in the work.
Yep.
Period.
Absolutely.
And that's why the whole concept of fucking just hold it, hodl, like you see those are the ones that are suffering the most. Those are the dumbass comments that we see around, right? Like the people posting the dumbass charts and all that stupid surface level bullshit, right? It's who the fuck? What are you trying to say improve, bro? Get with it, or you will be left behind. You know.
No, they're going to be exactly where they deserve to be. You know, they are in their own truth, and their truth is going to sit them right where they deserve to be, and that's going to
The
be
little echo chamber.
yeah,
The little echo chamber, bro. That's what it is.
1000%. Well, hey man, you brought up the community a couple minutes ago. I say we're there. You know,
I think so too, brother. I think so too. Odie just requested.
all right. Well, we are episode 28 live on the Kaspa Standard. I'm Bishop at LOTKS.kas. That's Juan at Juan G. Ramos. You can find us live on xSpaces at Juan G. Ramos 888. X video live at liveonthekaspastandard and youtube.com/ at liveonthekaspastandard. And for any energy exchange donations, LOTKS.kas or liveonthekaspastandard.kas. We also have promo codes in the description to help support the show in some other ways. With that being said, let's turn it over to the community.
What up, Odie? Welcome to the stage, brother.
Hey, what is up? I didn't know that you guys were gonna shift it into a ad and then a community thing all of a sudden. That's kind of
That's your
cool.
boy. That's your boy.
You should
Bishop
have at
doing
least
his
given
thing,
me like
bro.
an introduction after all that.
Right? We should have.
And welcoming to the stage,
Four-time
Very-
Emmy Award winner.
at Proof of Work Odie. At what's it? POW_Odie. Is that
Honestly, I'm gonna switch it back to crypto. The only reason I was doing that was to try to appeal to the Bitcoin guys, but I feel like it's a dogmatic thing, and it is more about cryptography in the end, and just because they get really like meh about it. I don't know. I feel like I'm towing the line a little too much.
well,
you got to do that sometimes, though, bro. You got to go there and have the conversation, and just got to meet people where they're at and take it from there. So, yeah.
What you were saying last there, Juan, I bet you in 10 years right now, you're gonna be looking back and then you'll say, "Ugh, you get with it," to yourself 10 years ago. Because I was saying hodl 5 years ago, and
Yeah.
I didn't know any better, right? I was like, buy
Yeah.
Bitcoin and never sell. And like,
sit
I mean,
on
like,
your ass.
well, but like, fuck, you just don't know what you don't know. And then
Right.
and right now I'm so aware that like like I'm not gonna know like I don't know enough right now, and it's about to be very different in 5 years, and I'm just like prepared for the earth to shift under my feet rapidly. But it's cool to be with Kaspa at least because it has the ability to shift with whatever's going to happen. So it's like you're kind of choosing to be on on an adaptable ship at least, but you don't know if it's adaptable enough.
Yeah.
well, for sure.
Yeah,
And that was one of my comments to a lot of Bitcoiners who would, talk shit on Kaspa. Like, well, Kaspa doesn't do this. I'm like, yeah, it's not finished yet. Bitcoin's done evolving. They choose all the time to not evolve, so we can talk about the finalities in which Bitcoin is headed towards. And you put up in the private chats that you're now, if you don't mind me saying, more concerned about tail emissions 4 years from now, which I know was one of the talking points that you've had for the last couple months. But I was gonna say something like, and I think they'll work on that, because whenever
me too. Yeah, I believe I'm not scared. I'm not scared about even tail emissions because Bitcoin's going to be having a fucking meltdown about quantum threats and doing hard forks, and everybody's idea of what, like, okay, if you're going to add 3% more to the supply because of an emergency, it's like the price of Kaspa moves fucking 5% in a day. So who cares? Well, it doesn't change the fact that nobody wants the supply to go up, and the only reason you'd ever raise the supply is it's a democratic decision to feed the miners. That's all it is. And everyone pays for it equally out of their pocket on the entire network. So
Mhm.
it's really just, it's not this dastardly thing. It's just like, it's the perfect democratic decision for a per capita tax on every single Kaspa community member to pay miners. That's the way I see it. But you'd only want to do it the minimum, exactly the minimum amount of time you need to do it. And we're trying to get past to the promised land, to the green pastures of fees, and everybody and their dog using Kaspa, whether they don't know it or whether they do know it. So I believe it's all. I'm not too worried about that either.
That's great to hear. Because I just think they the metaphorical they of the Caspa upper development area. Uh, Look, it's impossible for them to think of everything, but it definitely seems like the future proofing takes them into a place where if something more present comes up now, they can focus on that. So that's why I've said before, like I'm not worried about adoption. I'm not worried about the miners because at some point these guys do figure out what that shiny little lure to catch the fish is. It goes, oh yes, now it works. And I just fuck, man. I mean, whenever this Takata rollout fully gets integrated, it's a whole new
Yeah.
a whole new experience. It's a brand new coin. Like it's like the whole technology just becomes brand new. And it's fucking like, so why were we having these conversations 6 months ago, right? Because it's fun and it was
Totally.
true then. It was true then. And it's going to be even more true in the next couple months, and that's exciting. And then, like you said, 5 years from now, who the fuck, man, who knows?
And this is
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, and that's, I think all of this speaks to the importance of what I talked about earlier with like the frequency that I felt that I vibed into, that I tapped into dropping in, right? Is just where we need to go. And this is, again, it's bigger than just Caspa. It's what does the evolution of like our human race really fucking need? It needs us to stop being in our little echo chambers, thinking like, hey, this is what it is, this is how it needs to be. That's the beautiful thing about a decentralized protocol, right? That, yeah, there's devs working on it, there's people with, again, these beautiful minds that are having it go a certain way, but at the end of the day, it is about us. Like, who are they is us. you know so they is us, and us talking about these things, even if it doesn't land with a lot of people and it gets people frustrated and has people, again, go maybe to their echo chambers. It's important that these conversations are had, and that we don't attach to fucking how we think it's supposed to look like. That's why it's dangerous to sit here and talk about, oh, this is how it's been, it's only ever been this way. You'd be surprised how shit fucking evolves when you stop attaching yourself to what you think things are supposed to be. Like, all you know is what you know, and the only way you evolve and make it to new levels is when you fucking let go of that and realize, like, hey, no, let's have the conversation and be real about what is actually needed. So if you can go there and then go to, like, what Odie says, he's not even worried about it. So it's just like, if you can come from a place of not just going there and doing what needs to be done and then speaking on that, then that speaks to the culture of what Kaspa is today, right? And why it appeals to us right now, right?
Yeah, it's also, it feels like the exact level of pressure, and to spur that urgency, which is such a characteristic of something amazing, is like, it's a time and a place, and then now it's like, there's like an unlikely aspect feeling to it if you look at it directly, but if you know how to look through the lines, or if you know how to kind of see through the cracks, it's very much like, a creature in the way it's evolving, and it's got the perfect foundation for what I would say is a community that fully grabs the reins all at once and becomes much more productive than any other community. And then that becomes like almost like a cyclical thing where Kaspa just has like a cambriotic explosion, because it's just there's so many reasons to say that. Because firstly, the speed, like there's a reason why Bitcoiners don't have a Covenant wallet. You know, they can't test a Covenant wallet. It takes forever, because I can do thousands of tests on a Kaspa Covenant wallet, and or 10,000 tests, and go through it and test every iteration of every possible thing that can go wrong on chain. Whereas a Bitcoiner, that would take them forever. And then the data stuff, like our data growth is our closest competition is Ethereum and Solana, and they have like this massive unsustainable data thing. And I don't know. So that with AI all at once, it's just like whatever could be something that looks like a dangerous, scary thing. It's just like it pales in comparison to the opportunity that's right there. So
the Takata rollout, is that the final form of testnet 12?
that is testnet 12, like quite literally, yeah.
So, because that's something that I was going to mention while you were talking. What came up for me was like, testnet 12 has been available for so long, but it hasn't been finalized, because if it was finalized, there would have been errors and feedback and errors and feedback. And the feedback they've been getting with testnet 12 is what's allowed them to finalize it into Takata, right? So that's the kind of development that's happening that maybe Bitcoiners don't truly understand, or those in an echo chamber, let's say, I don't want to just shit on Bitcoin or whatever, but like those in an echo chamber don't understand about what most people in Kaspa are doing. Is they're sitting back and they're watching people like Odie and KII and Seb and Izio like these guys testnet 12ing all over. But look, I don't testnet 12. I don't know what the fuck it is. I read it and I see you guys do stuff, and then I hear about it and I go, that's pretty fucking cool. And then, as it becomes closer and closer and closer, I start to understand a little bit. And then it's like, okay, testnet 12 has been around for a while. I don't want to put a number on it because I don't remember, but it's been around for a very fucking long time. And everything that you guys are doing on testnet 12 is giving the true developers of it the opportunity to iron it out. And now we're looking at a rollout of a final form of what that is, onto the next piece that's going to happen after that. Again, 1 block per second to 10 blocks per second. Are they going to 32 next? Is that the...
I would guess so, and I wouldn't see us going past 32 for quite a while. But like, I'm not really thinking about 32 BPS. I'm kind of more excited for Dag Night, and then after that, I honestly am like, everyone can take a breather, like, and we probably have enough, because VProgs is not really a hard fork. That's just something that can be built on top of Takata if you are crafty and a wizard, right? So yeah,
it allows for a VProgs, a verified program that allows for trust in a trustless system that basically you're not going to get fucked over.
And another thing that I'm sensing is that they're kind of leaning off of that and going, listen, there's so much that you can do with Takata that we're not like licking our chops trying to, or I don't know if that's the right word, but we're not gunning for VProgs right now. Like Takata, there's a lot of, I guess the word would be expressiveness. That's what Michael Sutton says a lot. And it can do the stable coins quite well. It can do a lot of things really well. It's quite a...
It's going to be a new playground too for those who are familiar, but then also new to the game, and having that new playground for individual developers is just going to expand what Kaspa is capable of. It's going to be really cool to watch, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for your project as well. I hope that's going well. But yeah, there's gonna be so much cool shit coming up.
Yeah, well, there's two. There's obviously Frostcard, and then there's Stag Hunt, the website. I think I told you guys about that too.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and then here's a fun one, and this is one of my first ones that I've done that I was just like, that this is kind of big actually. So first of all, first question is, did you guys download the one-click node that Seb made? And if not, you got to do it. It's this node. It's called the one-click MyKai, and literally you just click it, you download it, and then it's on your computer, and you just wait, and then you have a node running on your computer. Like, so. Have you guys done that?
I grabbed my laptop too from my, because I went back home a couple weeks ago, back to Miami. I'm back in Texas, so I did see the post, but I haven't clicked on it. So.
Yeah. So the funny part about it, and I've been just praising Seb about this, like in Discord, because we constantly have been talking about it. He made it so, because I'm fucking terrible with it. Like, I have like an $800 crappy laptop, and I'm no good at running nodes. I'm terrible in that way. But this one, like, my laptop's constantly dying on me. Like, I unplug it and for fucking like 10 minutes and it shuts off. And when I turn my computer back on, I don't see the MyKai node. It's sometimes where there's the little arrow on the bar at the bottom and there's those little tiny hidden programs.
Mm-hmm.
It reboots hidden and then it resyncs. So there's going to be a lot of people that download this MyKai node and then they go to turn off their computer, turn it back on, and then they're never going to actually realize that they've been running the node in the background of their computer, like every time they turn it on, because it just kind of turns itself back on. It runs, and I'm loving that because I'm constantly like validating the network, like on my own schedule, and I don't have to do anything to actually do it.
Yeah, for those on video, when we started the podcast, and the new year came around, I bought a new streaming computer, and I bought one for running a node. And since the winter, I've been doing it inside, not out in the barn. Tonight, we're in the barn, and I'm showing those on video. I do have my node-worthy computer. It's still in the wrapper. So now that I'm back out in the barn, I will be setting up the node-worthy computer. I bought it specifically just to run a node. So it was like $180 on Amazon. It's got all the specs that Kaspa Silver said to use. So if it doesn't work, it's his fault.
Question: How good is the computer? You said you bought this computer now, right? My computer literally is like $700. I code on it all the time, and I'm just running the MyKai one-click node in the background, and it's not fucking anything up.
Nice.
And it literally, you just don't even notice it. So it, like, that's pretty cool in my eyes. And then here's the big thing that I started to do today. I thought of this idea and I started implementing it, and it's working. And I was like, this is very cool. So had this idea with this one-click node. What if we could turn this into an archival node? Because that's like one of our big things. That's like people get, they FUD about Kaspa has this archival node thing, and that makes it centralized. And the shitty part about that one is they kind of have like, it's kind of a little bit true, you know what I mean? Like, it's something we need to improve on. And so what I figured out was an archival node. You can run an archival node just for yourself, which is only holding a certain amount of transactions, and it still works as like a partial archival node, right? And basically what I've added to the one-click node is, or I'm proposing it, I'm designing it right now, and then I give it to Seb, is imagine if you had one archival node, but it was comprised of like 20 people's computers. So each person is making up 1/20th of the archival node. And basically with the one-click node, you open it and then you click archival node, and then it tells you how much space you have on your computer. Like, oh, you have a free 300 gigabytes of storage, and you have this much RAM, and you have this much CPU. And it says you can probably get away with adding 150 gigabytes, and it will take 2 RAM, and then you can be a part of a, like, let's call it a pool, and it's like an archival node
Like a
pool.
torrent.
Yeah, exactly. And then so it's basically like my plan, I guess, is hopefully this will get people to like be like, you know what, I'm already running a node, and then they just hit this button, and then it starts syncing, another 200 gigabytes of data. And then if 10 people do that, then you have a full archival node running, basically. And then that can really spiral into something cultural where we're not feeling like we have this, like, I don't know, this centralized problem where you have to have 2 terabytes or 2.5 terabytes of storage, and then 35 or 32 gigabytes of RAM. Like this, it adds like maybe two or so gigabytes of RAM if you do like 102. I'm losing it. Two RAMs. I forget what they're called. And then I'm losing my train of thought, but that's the gist of it. So, and it's working. And I was like, this this is what takes Kaspa out of that FUD for the archival node thing. And so far, since Seb launched it, it's already got 30 new node runners just off of like a couple days. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just downloaded it. Since you said it works well while running, I said, why not? I'll do it. But I can't get it working. I can't figure out where to put the key.
Put the what?
I don't know. I have to put the key in somewhere. Something went wrong. Try restarting. Come on.
Yeah.
It's me. It's not Seb.
No, it shouldn't be you. That's the whole part about it. See, the way I run programs is I usually just click on Claude Code and get it to open it for me usually. So maybe it's actually a 2-click node. I don't know, but like it is pretty simple-ish. We'll see if you can get it.
Yeah, I
really
think that's
fast.
the entire purpose of it, is to try to get over that hurdle of the learning curve of somebody not being able to run a node. So I think that's a great idea. I've yet to do it myself because I have a Kaspa or NG. I think that's the one I'm running. But I'll have to try to get on there too, Odie, and see if I can see how simple it is, so I can walk some people through it as well. Because I love the idea. I really think everybody should be running a node.
What's up, 16-bit?
What's going on, man? It's been a while since I've spoken up, so I figured I'd jump on here and say what's up.
No, we appreciate you coming through. Glad you jumped in on Odie. He was kind of steamrolling your request to speak.
Nah, no worries.
Good to hear from you, brother. Everything cool?
Yeah, all good, man. Can't complain. No complaints over here.
Awesome. Yeah, I keep getting something went wrong. I would bring it up on screen, but if I do that, I'll lose your guys' audio.
What exactly is it saying that's going wrong? It's saying add a key?
No. So listen, I just tried to download it too. I have another laptop here to my right. So if it's 1 click, it's saying the application can't open. I don't know if I need to restart my computer.
Right.
I have a node. I have a node on another laptop, but I'm seeing if I can just click on it.
So I have a red bullseye. It says error. Something went wrong. Try restarting. So I'm assuming, like Juan, that would be restart the computer.
We need Seb to jump on here.
Right. That would be awesome if we could have Seb on here, because like I had a funny little. Does it say exe if you click on the file? Is it an exe file?
Mine's saying it won't open. So that I just restarted my other laptop.
Man, I'm gonna run upstairs and see if I can do it myself.
Right. 0 click. This is a 0 click node.
Because that's kind of that's the entire purpose of the Mikai, is to get over that hurdle. So
yeah,
I think if we can iron this out live, maybe that'll get some more people involved.
Do you know what I think the issue is? He was saying that there's something like a $300 fee or $500 fee where it will act as a trusted program. You know, when you download something, it says this program is not trusted. Do you want to download it? And in order to get past that, apparently you have to pay a fee. And then he was going, oh, I don't know if I want to have to pay this fee to get rid of that. I don't know if
Oh, it's
that's
like a
what's happening.
certificate or something he has to pay
Yeah,
for.
something like that. I don't know if that's what's happening to you guys right now with that, but
Is it a website? Is it like mykai.com or something? How do I download
yeah,
this?
I'll go find it here real quick.
Yeah, we just went to
mykai.dev.
Or just you can post it to the spaces.
Oh yeah, I guess
right?
on that. Yeah. Let's share to space. Bang.
Yeah, because I think there's definitely a market of people that really want to run a node, but it's just kind of above their head.
Yeah.
Because I remember when there was the whole one touch flux node or whatever that was happening a few months back. I think we were up to like 1,000 nodes, and then nobody renewed their monthly service, and then we dropped back down.
Yeah, because it dropped, obviously.
Yeah, that was some of that artificial
Yeah, I think it was
artificial inflation to get price. Somebody was going, if I how much is it going to cost per subscription here? I can do this for maybe 2 months.
If someone wants to donate $700, we can remove the warning by buying a year-long certificate. Otherwise, it goes away by itself after a few thousand installs. It also says on the very bottom, syncing takes several hours the first time. Two progress bars keep you posted. But see, I don't. Oh, right there.
Yeah, it depends on your computer and your network speed.
All right, we'll let it ride then. Headers and blocks both at 0%. So that error with something went wrong is just it syncing. But there's no.
I don't know if that's that's not the syncing. You'll see it. You'll see it actually open up. It'll look like a page which says it'll just say MyKai node in the top left, and it'll kind of just.
I have that. Yeah.
Oh, it's open.
Yeah. Let me.
Oh, you're good, man. It's syncing right now.
That's what I just said.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, you did it. It was one click.
Keep up, Odie. Keep up.
Well, that makes me pretty stoked. So what went wrong initially then?
Well, I'm gonna take a screenshot and post it on Twitter so you can see what I'm looking at.
Okay, I'll tell you if you're in the right spot.
Yeah. Can you not download it on I have a Mac, so that's probably, I don't know.
Yeah. So what's happening right now is Seb's making it for the Mac as well. So
got it. Okay, yeah. So I'm getting like a little error because
damn Apple users.
I know. I was telling him, you gotta do the Mac now. And he's like, what about Linux? So I was like, fuck Linux, man. Like nobody's running it. I mean, like the people who run Linux, they know how to run a node.
Right.
Those are the hardcore.
Yeah, it's very true.
And it's like, and the people who run Mac need it the most.
Exactly. Thank you. Yes, I agree.
Honestly, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with computers. Like Claude Code. If you guys aren't running Claude Code, I'm going to tell you for the 1,000th time, start learning how to do it. It takes 5 minutes.
I'm getting when I download in the download manager, when I click download the exe, I get a little pop-up that says Microsoft Defender Smart Screen couldn't verify if this file is safe because it isn't commonly downloaded. Make sure you trust the file you're downloading or its source before you open it. I don't know if that's what you're referring to. Or...
Yeah. So you have to click past that because it's
yeah.
So Odie, I just posted in the comments to the spaces the screenshot that I took.
Okay.
All right, I'm downloaded. Let's see how long this takes to get it going.
Oh yeah, dude, something went wrong. Try restarting. You know what? In this particular case, maybe restart it, but like it's open and there's nothing more that you have to do than shut it down. But the funny thing is, if you try to close it by clicking the X button, it'll just minimize it into a smaller tray. So you actually have to like go find it and then really close it and then or go to the help button. It's like you'll see settings and then see help and then hit stop node and you have to hold that for like 5 seconds. Maybe that'll restart it as well. But I haven't run into that problem or seen anybody run into that problem. I don't think it's a problem, to tell you the truth, but
Okay. I'll close it out in the task manager and reopen it. Oh, cool. It's got a desktop icon too.
oh, that's what I meant. Yeah, okay. That's the name for it. Oh, never mind.
All right. Well, it says it again, so I'll restart the computer after the show and check on it tomorrow. Just kind of let it do its thing. And if it really becomes a problem, we can just send all this audio to Seb and tell him that. Oh, wait.
Yeah, and just say, hey, this is not one click, bro.
So, so actually, now that I'm reading the comments down here in the activity thread, and it's telling me syncing, starting, auto starting. It's got. Does this go backwards? Okay. Starting, syncing, and then error. So it actually is landing on error as opposed to syncing.
Right,
Okay.
right. Well,
Mine
that's
says it's syncing. It also I got a pop up, like a Windows Explorer pop up, and it looks like it generated a JSON file. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that JSON file.
all right. Well, I didn't really pay too much attention to mine, and it just kind of worked out. I hope there's a super high percentage of people that it just gets working for. This is about 15 times easier than trying to install a real node. So
Oh no, for sure. Trying to get my Kaspa NG node going, like it took me, now that I understand how to do it, it doesn't take me as long. But the first time I set it up, it probably took me hours just to, get over the learning curve, querying Chat GPT to try to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Cause
Dude,
I don't know.
I paid Kaspa Silver $25 to like do a call with them, and I literally had it up in like less than 20-30 minutes.
Right. A
Yeah.
lot of people, the hurdle is opening the port within your router. I think a lot of people can get the node going, but actually making it public by opening the port and forwarding the right
'cause he
port. I
had to
think that's
give
that's where
me
everybody stops.
right, because you have to find like I don't remember the specifics there, but I know he knew what I needed to type in and look up
Yeah.
and how to do that. So
Is
that
this a
saved me
public
some time.
node or a private node?
it's public. It's
Public.
public, and then
It's either or.
yeah,
It's
you can.
default. It's public.
Beautiful. Is there anyone more genius than Seb? I just don't get it. The guy is so brilliant. He always comes up with another aspect of something.
He's nonstop, bro. He's just always going.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like today when I started to like jump on that project that he was doing, and he has the type of ideas that you can take further, which is cool. Like the cast maps one, it's like this infrastructural thing that I'm like, whoa, like I can really see this turning into something like which gives people tons of confidence, like a newcomer, a merchant or something like that, to
Yeah,
be like,
dude.
look at all the other merchants in my area, and like and that being somehow verifiable, and like profiles, or like it can go so far. And then yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome. What else are you guys excited about? That's right around the corner, and then we'll give it like another 10-15 minutes of the show. It's our first time back in a couple weeks, and it's at night. So us old men, we do have a little bit of a bedtime, but yeah. What else are you guys excited about in the Kaspa ecosystem over the last couple weeks?
16-bit, you go first.
Sorry, bro. I'm kind of distracted. Give me a second.
Go ahead, Odie.
Shoot, what am I excited about? Honestly, a book. Not really. Something about there's this. Okay, honestly, I don't get like this feeling of like the next thing, when you've not had a lot of inspiration for a while, or like had inspiration but nothing that gives you that trigger of like, whoa, this is what I need to be reading right now. It's this book called Out of Control, and it's it was the movie. It's the book that inspired the movie The Matrix.
Ooh. Okay.
And actually, so I guess this is related to Kaspa, because I found him on X, and I was like, yo, like, the stuff that you write about, like this is kind of the manifestation of the things you write about. Kaspa is very close to it because he would write stuff about interesting things about like disequilibrium and evolution, like everything that's staying out of balance and unpredictable. Basically, I'm going to try to find some of the stuff he's written about. Nothing evolves alone. The cheetah's speed is the gazelle's speed in disguise because it chases the fuck out of it and it evolves that way, right? And then each is the other's sculptor. The flower's color was painted by the bee's eye because it pollinates it. The parasite shapes the immune system that shapes the parasite. And then he goes on to have these things about how like the technology starts to mimic human, or not human, technology starts to mimic biology as it gets further.
Yeah. Shit, that's speaking to me right there.
And then how biology is somehow starting to mimic technology, or at least sculpt in that way. And it's, man, this book is blowing my freaking mind. So I sent him a message on Twitter. I said, the Kaspa community invites you.
So it
Yeah,
basically like
that's going
everything.
layers.
Yeah, everything ends with an equilibrium of the true balance.
Well, no, the opposite. He says if it's in equilibrium, it's dead. Equilibrium is like if it's in disequilibrium, that's thought.
Yeah,
Because
that's like both sides of it, right?
confusion creates thought, and that's disequilibrium. But if you have
Mhm.
perfect equilibrium, it's like that's where thought kind of dissipates and it's gone.
The symbiotic relationship between the bee and the flower, that works in an equilibrium, because without one there is no other.
It does find the equilibrium, but there's something about it not being in perfect harmony
Okay.
that creates it to continue. And then
Right.
he goes on further and he describes the bee as being kind of the stupid thing, but if you have a hive, they have this ability to think like a machine, and they can like remember things over generations, and they democratically choose where the next hive will go, and all the miraculous shit that bees do. And but like one in its own like kind of means nothing, right? And he's like, yeah, so
what's the name of
lots
that book
of it's called Out of Control by Kevin Kelly.
Write that down.
But yeah, and then when you watch The Matrix after that, it's like, okay, because the movie of The Matrix, like on first watch, you're thinking, okay, well, machines are bad, and Neo is good because he's figured out that they're trapped and the machines are going to get them, or the machines have held them hostage, etc., etc. And then the point that he's making is like, so the machines make this world, right? And if the world is too perfect, the humans would reject it, and then the machines wouldn't get their power from the humans. So they needed to make it in some sort of way where it works, right? And then the conclusion is Neo being in the design of somebody who is even more powerful. He's like this anomaly, and a surprise anomaly. But that's even a part of the system as well. It was like designed that you needed this anomaly. Everyone thinks that he's like, breaking all the rules and stuff, but the end of the movie kind of was illustrating that he how do I put this? He was there to show that, oh, I'm kind of losing it. He's there to show that if the machines couldn't live without the humans, right? But at the end of the day, the humans wouldn't be able to live without the machines.
Yeah.
And then so it kind of created this thing where they had to live in harmony and strike some sort of a deal at the end of it. So it's like they almost melded into one thing by the end of the last one. But yeah, it just kind of throws my mind for a fucking trip while I'm using the AI and stuff. I think I've been taking crazy pills, honestly.
Might need to get with Shaman Juan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
right?
me, it speaks to the polarity of like the opposite ends of everything, right? Like there is, it's just always going to be like that. There's always going to be one side mirrors the other side, and
But it seems like the point of it is that it always has to be at a 51-49 or less, because if we get to 50-50 and things are too polished, then that's where the de-evolution comes from. You know, that the functionality becomes too monotonous.
like it repels each other.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Instead
Like
of
it
being
doesn't. Yeah.
yeah. Nah, good shit. Good shit. I do want to throw it back to 16-bit. If you're not as distracted, would love to hear from you again. If not, we might be heading our way out of here. Are you driving?
No, that's my fridge. It sounds like a particular song. I'm not gonna sing it now.
I see what happened. My old lady jumped in the car. And my phone Bluetooth to the car.
Nice.
What was the question? I'm sorry. Like I said, my daughter's going to Disneyland tomorrow, so I'm scrambling around helping her get ready.
Oh, that's awesome, man. No, just whatever's exciting, because a lot's happened in the Kaspa community over the last couple of weeks. You know, anything that's exciting you about that in general. You know, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I mean, obviously Takata's the big one. You know, I'm very excited to see what people can pull out of that rabbit hole, because I know it unlocks a lot of features, which I'm still not really completely clear on, but very excited to see what people can build doing that. But one idea I did have quite a long time ago, actually, because I've been, some of you guys that are, we all hang out in that private chat, and one thing I've mentioned before is I've been working on an NFT project for quite a while for all the art for it. And one idea I did have a long time ago is, anybody familiar with NFTs, is really the NFT on chain it's just a token that represents the art, and all of the data and the artwork that go along with that token actually aren't stored on chain. They're stored on a third-party server, which they say it's decentralized. I really don't know, but it's called IPFS. There's a lot of different IPFS servers that host all of this artwork. And when I started working on my own NFT project for the first time, and I wanted to deploy it on Kaspa, obviously I was thinking to myself, like, I wonder if there's a way that we could actually store the data on DAG rather than being dependent on, outsourcing the data to some other server or some other, third-party service or whatever. And I consulted with some other crypto friends of mine, and a lot of them said it wasn't possible, but they're not too familiar with how Kaspa operates. They're still kind of operating in a different channel. So they told me it wasn't possible, but apparently somebody actually developed something. It's called Genesis Zero. And he just deployed the service, and I've yet to use it. And I don't think anybody else has utilized it. I've been communicating with them through DM on X, but I'm really excited to see how that pans out, because it's a very useful technology for the whole NFT space, in my opinion.
Awesome. Yeah, I think a lot of what again is coming forward is meant to allow more immutability and really data integrity to the block DAG itself. So that's definitely exciting, because again, one of my Bitcoin issues one of the biggest reasons why I got out of it is like, well, you can't do anything with it, right? Like you
Right.
can have it and maybe go buy a car with it. Like that'll be cool eventually. But at the end of the day, like, what are you doing with it? And one thing, like you're mentioning the 16-bit, like anything that comes up that's happening going forward. One of the coolest parts about Kaspa being so fiat cheap right now is any playground for the developers is a playground for us. We get
Right.
to touch this new cool thing and use it and see how it goes. And if I got to throw 100 CAS at it and it cost me fucking $3, okay. Like I just played around with $3 and either found out that this isn't going to go somewhere or it's really dope and it is going to go somewhere. And if you can, play around with this Genesis Zero and find out that, hey, this art's now immutable and on chain and has a space on the DAG verified by my Maikai node, like
Yeah.
fucking A, like let's get after it. Yeah, like, I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait to play around in these spaces. Just
Damn. Speaking of which, like literally right as you said that, dude, my node just synced up. It says it's 14 peers connected, 15 peers connected. I think I'm live, bro.
Does it say the TPS?
Like in the activity box at the bottom.
Yeah, it'll say TPS, and that's how you know you're really going. If you see
Okay,
that.
well, I just keep seeing my peers are going up.
Right.
20
It'll
peers,
get
21
up to
peers.
60. It'll get up to 64, and it'll stop, and then the TPS will pop.
Oh
up.
yeah. At the top it says validating headers level 27 of 225. Okay, yeah, I'm still going, but yeah, I saw some action like literally right as you said that. I was like, wow, what a synchronicity.
It's happening.
let's get after it.
Here's something interesting. I don't know if you guys heard about, or there's a little bit of the core devs who were speaking their mind recently about certain things, and a lot of people were taking it as like pessimistic or whatever, but kind of shutting down some use cases like as priorities. Jonathan was saying in an interview that they said, they asked, is payments a good place for us to focus our energy, or is it the wrong battle? And then he just responded, wrong battle. And then a lot of people, well, what the fuck?
I saw back and forth with Jonathan and Kaspa Silver about that.
Right. And I kind of get where he was coming from, where he understands that this needs to become like industrial really fast, and we need to dream of exactly the best ways that Kaspa can disrupt traditional things that are high frequency, and like communications and different types of trading software, which is like made in such a way where it's, it's like there's always like a perfect configuration of features that just make something, or a combination of two things that you wouldn't expect to come together. And that's where Kaspa has all of these potential things it can do. And I think that's why he's trying to get people to wake up to, is the fact that it's like, okay, I've done what I need to do, but you guys need to like put this thing into you guys have to be inventors in your own way.
Right.
And yeah, I can totally, I know that payments are awesome, and
well, I think the medium of exchange and unit of account features of anything are kind of an after effect of building up the market and the usability, and I think these things kind of have to evolve together. So without one, you really can't have the other, and I think that's kind of one reason why Bitcoin struggles, other than its inability to really scale. But I think it's missing that component of an inherent market for it, other than pizza or whatever people have exchanged.
Pizza in 2010.
Yeah.
Well, there was that one time.
No, I think, and I know Jonathan's had that vision for a while, like that Kaspa is going to be for the developers, and he's not. I mean, he's not wrong. It's his vision, but now it is, right? Like again, 6 months ago, it was perfect for Juan and what he was doing, right? I'm gonna tip my barber. I'm gonna tip my masseuse. I'm gonna pay half of my my car to fix my car, right? Like you get tires, here's half of it in Kaspa. Like it was great for that then because that was its best use case scenario. And that was its best utility. It was the same thing Bitcoin can do, better, faster, stronger, like the whole way, right?
Right.
Now, what is its best use case going to be? It's going to
Well, it's
That
kind
still
of
can.
it's a great thing. Everybody should be doing that sort of thing, but that's kind of where the end of the train tracks ends. Juan gives it to his barber, and then his barber kind of it ends there because the economy isn't circular enough yet.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
And
Yeah,
circular
yeah.
economy, or the way I've been phrasing it is, it's great for visibility, but it's not good. It's not gonna fix the thing that Jonathan's trying to get at right now, which is sure. First of all, yes, like the visibility part of seeing Kaspa stickers in all the stores and having merchant devices that actually take Kaspa. That's amazing. But how many TPS? Realistically, if every single Caspian in the world is doing one transaction a day, how much TPS will that spin up? And that's where he goes, that's not quite enough. And we need it to be the plumbing of something. Does that make sense?
No. That's absolutely fair.
Yeah.
But for it to be the plumbing, and in crypto, it's also the water, right? It's also the waste. It's
Yes.
also it's like so they it's the cyclical nature is going to be there. I mean, we talk about cryptocurrencies. The term is in there, currency, right? It should be replacing these fiats, right? And that's part of it. So the focus for us as most Caspians, because we're sitting here having this little minor debate on what Kaspa is. It's an evolving technology, and we support what the technology is going to be, not necessarily.
right. And going back to the train track analogy, it's almost like Jonathan and the devs created the train without really having the tracks to go where it needs to go.
Yeah.
Wow, how could they? That's really our job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm not putting that on them, but
it's our job to continue to evolve that and create that. So like that's the challenge right now, right? And that's where the uncertainty is, right? It's like I can see the discourse, I can see the back and forth, and I see both sides, right? But
I guess it's the only thing that's really for sure about it is Kaspa can make it as an industrial thing without any payments, and like of course it'll be both, but it won't make it if it's only payments and doesn't have the industrial part.
Correct.
Like in terms of in terms of velocity and just TPS, organic TPS that's derived from real things that are needed in the world, right? So
like, yeah, real energy bounded things.
That's one thing I don't think a lot of people understand. And Odie, I think you're one of the few that really kind of has a really good grasp on how many transactions, the vast amount of transactions it's going to really take in order to sustain the miners, because it's an enormous amount.
It's a lot. And the funny thing is, what we're seeing, everyone gets this distorted view because we're having these synthesized transactions, which when you see these synthesized 50 or let's say 1,000 TPS or 50 TPS, it doesn't properly give the fees because it's all being generated by one person doing a tricky type of transaction that it almost undercuts the fee market. When you really see organic transactions, they will generate much more fees if they're truly coming from many different sources. So yeah, it's kind of a complicated thing, but I'm in the ballpark of thinking all we really need is like a solid 50 to 100 TPS organic, and we'll see like lots of income from fees.
No, awesome. Well, look, like I said, we're a little long in the tooth, and it's our first nighttime episode. So I definitely want to thank Odie and 16-Bit for providing such beautiful insight into what Kaspa does for people. And and we look forward to speaking with you guys again. Juan, man, what do you think? It's our first nighttime episode. Your eyes look heavy, bro. That's why I'm doing.
Man, they are. I've been at it since like 5 a.m. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been working, right? A lot of talking, a lot of deal making, a lot of dough being spent here and there, going back and forth, catching as much of it as I can. But I haven't gotten as much as my yoga in, bro. This is probably the most inconsistent I've been with like
Really?
the proof of workout, So I think I got my yoga mat over there. I gotta get some of that in, bro. So yeah, it's getting close to my bedtime. I'm not gonna lie, fellas.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. No, this is
Yeah.
beautiful. Again, thanks guys for hopping on and speaking. We will, and again, we didn't say this in the beginning, but I'll say it right now. The reason for the gaps in the show, as you guys know, we were just proof of working. We landed on tonight because we needed to. I said, hey, tomorrow night, 9:00. You said yes. Eastern?
Yeah.
Because you ride in that central wave right now. But that's what
I am, yeah.
we're gonna take some more time to communicate about the show, and we will figure out maybe not necessarily the perfect night, but we will communicate and try to meet you guys where you're at as best we can once we fully align ourselves where we're at. I am a creature of habit. I do enjoy consistency, but I do understand in meeting Juan where he's at that it needs to work for the sake of what is important, and that's that proof of work. So I'm not going to rob you of any more energy than necessary just to make sure that we get on here. And also, I'm fucking beat too, man. I'm kind of tired myself.
But the conversations are important. Like we stated at the beginning before we had everybody on. So this is a big part. I just having some sort of a platform for these types of convos, and then just talking it out. Trying to get the node running live with everybody. That was fun. So
16
that's what it's about. It's about keeping it real here, man, and just like speaking truth and not being afraid to go there and being like, okay, what do we need to do? What do we need to work on? We can't, like you talked about it, Bishop. We can't be staying in this fucking echo chamber. Like if we're gonna build out an ecosystem, let's call shit out for what it is.
And we got to be
here to evolve. And we got to be here. We got to be here. So I'll fight through this for you guys. This is it's again. I want to iterate that this is bigger than just a Kaspa thing, right? We talk about Kaspa being the idea to this noun, and it's a beautiful technology. Like we all see it. Those of us that have gone to the depths of spending the time here, and that's all we want to do is just invite more to the conversation, invite people to just like question deeply, go in, like don't be in that echo chamber. Like that doesn't serve anybody. Like when you cage yourself in, like we're about expansion. Like that's why we're here, man. So hell yeah, man. I'm gonna show up at as often as I can for you guys. We got to keep doing this and keep talking.
Hell yeah. Well,
it's all love, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it. Absolutely.
I don't know if it was intentional, but the title of the spaces here is Love on the Kaspa Standard. But
shit, no.
So now we're love. It's all love, man.
Hell yeah, it is all love, bro.
That's the frequency.
Dude, I seriously just noticed that. I seriously just fucking noticed that. Oh my god.
That's how important it is. All right.
Love is the answer, brother.
Well, that's it. That's episode 28 of Live on the Kaspa Standard, episode 1 of Love on the Kaspa Standard. I am Bishop at LOTKS.kas. That's Juan at Juan G Ramos 888. Make sure to follow us on X individually, but also the show at Live on the Kaspa. Go over to YouTube, youtube.com/Live on the Kaspa Standard. Check out the episode description for links to follow us, such as the Kraken link, which we've had 2 supporters there, one with a $75 reciprocal gift from Kraken, as well as a $25 reciprocal gift from Kraken. So if you use our promo code, you get the gift, we get the gift, and that gift gets converted immediately into Kaspa on this side and sent to the join wallet for me and Juan. Other than that, if you wanted to send a straight up energy exchange donation, we are LOTKS.kas or liveonthekaspastandard.kas. That's a wallet from Juan and myself, and it just goes to support the show. Beyond that, thank you all so much. Much appreciated. Episode 28, Live on the Kaspa Standard. Juan, my friend.
Just remember, fellas, ladies, Kaspa is vibrating at the frequency of truth seekers, and the truth is catching on. Be humble, be kind, give it time. Love each and every single one of you. We will see you next time on episode 29. Let's go.
Let's go. Love.
Love on the Kaspa standard. See you.